It's 25 degrees here in Pretoria, a wonderful mid-May day, and the crowd have come in, as you can see. No jerseys on there. Does get a little chilly a bit later on. I'm told that the suite holders have taken up a great deal of the tickets, and of course the faithful are here in their season ticket holding positions. The Cats with 4 changes in their team, where Coach Chester Williams has brought in Ndungane for Willard Bands, beg your pardon, WILLEM, so for FOURIE, for Pretoria's January for Delport, and Smith comes in at number 8 for Pietie Ferreira. It's been a good season for Vickers van Heerden. He's captained consistently. Roland Bernard could earn a big tick against his name today. Only 2 of those players played in last year's game. That was Jacques Fourie and Yuri Muller. 3 changes in that Bulls side made by Rudy Yubert. Ndungane comes in for Willard, Bands for Himan, and Cronier in for Leonard. Willem de Waal is brought in at fly half. Great responsibility for him during this season, taking over from Derek Hougaard, where he was his senior at school, was Willem de Waal over Derek Hougaard at Woland Lampo. Well, there's on that reserve bench, there are 5 Springboks in the Bulls side. You see Gordon Gilfillan, a former South African under-21 lock, has been brought onto the bench by Chester Williams, and Rudy Kutsia comes in because Andre Pretorius is incapacitated. Good control of the ball by the Cats. Fourie. But a long way for Danila to go. And Yuri Muller is going up very quickly. Fredericks, good little step by the right winger. Now the Cats need to gather. It's January. Janchas. Oh, Janchas have found some space. Not too much in support though. January, if they move it wide now, there could be trouble for the Bulls. Now Charles Vickers van Heerden and Shimangi, Yuri Muller, and the try is there for Gerrie Brits. Not a great counter-attack that by the Cats. Gerrie Brits has got one this season. Now another. There are Cats supporters here. And he's a really athletic lock, is Gerrie Brits.
Well, highly rated is Gerrie Brits. A lot of people would like to see him in the Springbok squad. That will be announced on Monday. Certainly doing his chances no harm here. It was good play from the Cats. The ball moved out well. A couple of the forwards involved. Shimangi did well to straighten, pulled Danilane. And while it looked for all money like the try was gone, but Brits is over. This is the key. Shimangi comes in really and tries to stop Danila, who, well, he does pretty well to get across and stop Yuri Muller. Good follow-up, good score. What was most impressive again was the build-up. The minute the ball came out, the Cats identified where the space was. They moved it out there, and so much for Chester's kicking game plan. They've seen a bit of space, they've reacted well, and they've got the first points on the board and thoroughly deserved them.
So the conversion from Nel Fourie is good. That's an excellent kick. He is a place kicker of note, is Nel Fourie. Look at this. There was Vickers van Heerden. Shimangi did so well, as Joel said. Yuri Muller too, to pop it up for Gerrie Brits. The blue crowd didn't enjoy it.
That's your mark.
Quickly taken by January. A little bit of space. As Richard Bands gets back. Bernard, Shimangi, January. Might have let that go too. And now counter here. Look at this break by Fourie de Prier. The Cats were caught napping.
Turnover ball it was, and well, it's the hardest ball in the world to defend against, just as the Cats have just discovered. Fourie de Prier needed no second invitation. The minute he got it, the hole opened up in front. He had huge numbers on his outside. He ran through the gap, and well, the Cats will be disappointed. They'd be arguing that it's a soft try. That's the turnover ball. Here he comes around the corner. He must have just ogled at the amount of space he had. No one in front of him, and over he goes.
Well, I think what had happened too was that the Cats had committed to the ball, and then the rest of the Cats players were all on the left-hand side of the field expecting to get the ball to go down the line. a gift for FREDERICKS, who summed it up very well. And a good kick by Willem de Waal. The score's a level. We've had 13 minutes in the game.
Well, a turnover ball, you can just see the oodles of space there. Willemse wasn't sure who to defend against. There were 3 or 4 men outside. Space opened up and Dupree was in.
You remember, you can't have a line out closer than 5 meters to the try line. Matfield needs to keep it in. Well done by Krauser. Forward, says Jonathan.
2 balls on the field.
No, let's see what he's hit.
Yeah, 2 balls. I think let's go again with the line out.
2 balls on the field, he said. I thought I saw another ball rolling around amongst the players' feet there.
I'll watch out for it.
But we're going to have the line out again, I think, and that's probably a fair call.
So just hold up whilst Bucky's Buerta does up his lace. Confirms possession of the ball. Krauser got around quickly again. Can they get the momentum? No, the Cats have got it going to the left. The Bulls have kept it in and the Cats come away via Roland Bernard. January. Oh, January should have got that away to one of his players. The try is given. It's FREDERICKS for his second one. He's got rugby in his blood, this boy.
And he'll be delighted to see his opposite number making the mistake that's given him the try really on a plate. Ricky January, what was he thinking? Tried to kick for touch and clear the ball under enormous pressure. Everyone was standing on top of him almost. The Cats have done so well to resist the Bulls more. Look at him, he's come across here now. Oh, and it's just a real mess from the Cats, and FREDERICKS gifted one.
Well, the Cats have done so well to rob the Bulls of the ball, and from there on in, they made an awful hash of it.
Willem de Waal, he made no mistake on the first conversion. This one a little more tricky, but it would be on his favourite side.
Absolutely perfect kicking conditions today. No wind at all. And the kickers are using it to good effect.
Well, that's a great strike. Hit it perfectly. Oh, and the fans are liking it. This is where the charge down came. Bucky's Buerta made the charge down. Cats couldn't control it. The ball popped out. Dupree dived over. And the Bulls lead 14-7.
Well, you have to wonder whether FREDERICKS will ever get an easier try than that. Matfield, Tronier.
Leave it wide.
The Bulls' build-up work has been better than that of the Cats. Here goes Buerta. If it was FOURIE who just got a touch on his heel.
Wide. 6-6.
Dupree, de Waal, and bringing it back into the forwards again.
No, not yet.
Just a little bit behind the advantage line. De Waal, Matfield, Danila is there. He's a big lad, is Henny Danila. Lovely offload to Bucky's Buerta. Look at the athleticism of the man. A little swank and a sway and a lovely pass from Matfield for FREDERICKS. The Bulls are really enjoying themselves here. Dupree, they need to run straight and not skip a man. They need to move the ball too. De Waal's done well to re-secure the ball. And, well, Durant, was he offside? Fricky Welsh. Buerta! And, well, the Bulls, how did the Bulls not score there? Ndungane was there. Advantage to the Bulls. Ndungane digging. Welsh is there. All the backs are committed. Bezuidenhout hovers. Well, the referee's still waiting for advantage. You can't grab a jersey and drag them into the ruck. Dupree, Tronier, and he holds him off. No, and Durant holds him up very well indeed. The penalty is given by Jonathan Kaplan. Eventually, Jacques FOURIE will get a talking to.
Come here, please. You got a yellow card for deliberately killing the ball in a tackle situation. You were not on your feet.
So Jacques FOURIE will spend the next 10 minutes in the sin bin.
Blue ball.
He's disappointed and cursing the decision.
Well, professional foul is what Jonathan Kaplan has ruled, and if that is the ruling, it's clearly a sin bin in that position. Somehow the Bulls managed to not score.
Well, now the Cats have a 7-man scrum with JUAN Smith out in the back line. There he is with the red scrum cap. Great build-up this for the Bulls. Vandenberg, help from Christo Bezuidenhout. Then Bakkies Botha. Dupree, did he knock that on? Look, the referee is pointing for a penalty again. De Waal, Botha, lovely pass. Ndungane. It's try number 3 for the rampant Bulls.
Big problems for the Cats here. 19 points to 7 down. Ricky January hobbling around in back play. And all the while, Ndungane has gone in and got a try. And a good score it was. Etienne Botha, the great ball over the top. I was just criticizing him for his... Every now and then he doesn't pass, but what a ball that was. And Ndungane's in.
Well, that was the one where he read it beautifully, and Ndungane with space, and it's good to see a winger get in for just his second try of the Super 12 series, but one where a South African winger is unopposed.
Willem de Waal kicked the last conversion from that exact spot.
Well, this crowd has definitely swollen to a good 30,000 people. It's great to see. They haven't had rugby for nearly 2 months here at Securico Loftus, and they're enjoying this sunshine and the spectacle of the Momentum Bulls in full flight. Well, that's the first miss by the kicker this afternoon. Well, there's Ricky January, and so young Paul Delport will have to come on and replace him.
Delport, of course, played last weekend against the Reds, didn't he?
Yeah, and he's still under 20, is Paul Delport. And that's a mix-up. Here goes Gerrie Brits again. Look at that, the big lock forward. 2 for Dupree, 2 for Brits.
Well, not the ideal receiving from the Bulls. The ideal response, though, from the Cats. Gerrie Brits gets in for number 2. And what a seesaw game we're seeing at the moment. Well, this is Brits handing off and going over to score. Really came from poor control after the kickoff.
Well, there it was. There's the knock-on, snatched by Brits, and the easiest of tries for him. Just holds off De Waal, didn't have far to go. Well, Anton Leonard, number 19 there, must have wanted to go and tackle him, but he's just one of the warm-up replacements. Well, with nothing on this game, defense has to become a factor, and we could have a really high-scoring game. Nel FOURIE has converted. The Cats are back to within a goal of the Bulls' score.
And to be quite honest, that's pretty poor ball control. Soft try for Gerrie Brits.
Botha, Dupree, De Waal, and lovely play this by the backs of the Bulls, and Vandenberg was out there on the far right wing. Dupree, De Waal, Matfield, Botha, lovely hands, and Ndungane must go for his second. Well, I said defense, Joel. This could be sort of around about 70 points in the game.
Well, defense or lack thereof, really. It was a good setup move from the Bulls, clearly planned. They moved it out wide. I think it was It could have been Vandenberg who carried it up on the far side. It came back. It was all the forwards here. One back in there, and that was Ndungani. And he just stretched out and could score. Well, it's hard to believe we've had 27 minutes and we've had 6 tries already.
27 minutes, 38 points with the kick to come. And so the Bulls have the bonus point. Remember, it makes a big difference to their lock position if they win or lose here today. And when one looks back in history, you'll say, well, maybe it was not a bad season for the Bulls. Certainly, if they continue to lead and win this game, it's by far their best home ground record. Well, Willem de Waal is kicking beautifully. Great conversion.
Of course, there were big questions asked of Willem de Waal by the public, really, at Rudy Joubert's selection of Willem ahead of young Derek Oakart. And this is Ndungani. Did well to juggle it, did well to stretch out and score here. Desperate defense from the Cats, not able to keep him out.
Leave it wide! Get back one.
du Preez goes for it and gets out of Britz's tackle almost.
Leave it wide!
Enough so as to set it up again for the Bulls. Well, Jonathan Kaplan shouted 3 times, leave it white.
I can't go any louder. You're going to have to listen.
Can you hear through those scrum caps? Must be able to.
You should be able to. They're designed that you can breathe through them. Should be able to hear. A little hole on the ear there, but not hearing. I think this time round could have been the Cats captain Vickers van Heerden, the man penalised.
Well, certainly territorially and in terms of possession, you've seen the possession percentage. It's been all Bulls. The Cats just with those 2 runaway tries, and the Cats are now back to 15 men, and the Bulls have made good use of the fact that they've been playing against 14 in running in 2 tries.
I just have to remind you of your obligations, right? Time on.
Bakkies Buerta. Quick ball for du Preez. De Waal. There's rhythm in this Bulls side. Frikkie Welsh finding Pedri Vandenberg. In goes Piet Krause, the hard-working flanker. There goes FREDERICKS du Preez, and he's got a hat-trick. Whoa, he could be getting some serious ticks next to his name from the selection panel.
Well, it looks a little bit like our fellow commentator Joost van der Westhuizen. Certainly has the same habits around the fringes. Very strong, very quick to spot the gap. Very quick off the mark. And here he sees the little space, explodes into it. Delport couldn't stop him. Over he goes.
Well, a barging run there by Pedri Vandenberg to set it up, Joel.
Yeah, and he'll be delighted to be in the starting lineup, getting a bit of game time, setting up scores like this.
But that's poor defense by the Cats. You know, there's nobody watching the fringes at all. They had all fanned out, and you can't leave a gap like that for FREDERICKS du Preez.
Well, you mentioned the fact that with a bit of a dead rubber, the defenses might not be as switched on as they should be. Really no excuse for poor defense like that. It's been a Cats problem all season. Did improve a little bit when Chester Williams first took over as the coach. Oh, and disappointing miss for de Waal. But the Cats will be certainly very concerned, and I would think Jake White would be concerned about this defensive lapses we're seeing there.
Well, you see Wayne Judy's complaining and saying he thought he had dropped it. You can see his profile there. Attended Offies, which is a school just down the road, Afrikaans Boys High School here in Pretoria. And his dad played at number 8 for both Pretoria University Tikkies and the Northern Transvaal team for some years. He was a number 8. JUAN Smith has Junches inside of him. Well, just holding on there, put Conrad Junches under pressure, and the Bulls have turned it over. And it's beautiful play there by Bakkies Buerta. Now Gary Buerta drives in. FREDERICKS du Preez, de Waal. Here goes Etienne Buerta. There's space on the outside. That's not a bad little kick. Oh, they're lining up here. And Welsh gets it to Etienne Botha. Petri Vandenberg has the crowd on their feet. They're loving this here in Pretoria.
Well, it's a great score from the Bulls. Again, it's from Cat's error. Turnover ball it was. And a well-manufactured try. Etienne Botha with a real clever little kick. Well collected, well popped out. Out it came, and the minute Etienne Botha got it in, he had numbers on the outside, chose to use the kick. It was a well-timed, perfect little kick. Welsh with a little pop, Botha involved again. And Vandenberg runs it in. But again, we're coming back to this defensive situation here.
Well, it's a situation, I mean, the Cats are languishing at the bottom of the log. Had they thrown in the towel? Because the Bulls have rhythm this afternoon. And Willem de Waal makes no mistake from that position. Derek Hooghart is enjoying it, so is JP Nel. Derek Hooghart, they tell me that Willem de Waal was Derek Hooghart's hero when Derek Hooghart was a lightie at school.
Well, the way Willem de Waal's playing at the moment, he might well be Derek's hero again in the near future. 38 points to 14, that is unbelievable from the Bulls. We sort of thought it might be a high-scoring game, but, well, we didn't imagine it being this high.
Well, what is left in it for the Cats? Can they? Do you see how Vickers van Heerden is there? But the Cats are just not making sure enough of their first-time tackles. Now, Janches. You can remember that was a Cats counter-attack that led to the Bulls' try. And Janches has done well here. Now he needs to get rid of it, and does for Julies. Willemse goes in there, does Shimangi. Now it's Nel FOURIE looking around for support, finds Roland Bernard. This is better by the Cats. Now can they build up something? This is Nel FOURIE advantage. Wayne Julies, beautiful offlay to January, and JUAN Smith, has he dropped the ball? I think we may go to a TMO here.
No TMO, he's walking back, Triders.
And so it's JUAN Smith who gets his 4th try of the Super 12 season.
Well, try number 9, still in the first half here. It was well worked by the Cats, good build-up. Julies with a little inside ball. Janches with a pop-out, and there's no doubt about that. JUAN Smith is in. Julies held it up really well, and of course we've seen a lot of the New Zealand teams running that line on the inside, angling away from the defence. Janches did it well, timed his pass. Good try.
"36 minutes gone in the game, 9 tries. And Nel FOURIE has kicked the conversion. The Cats supporters are delighted.
The key here is Janches' little angle away. He's running away from the cover defender. Richard Bands, in fairness, did well, but he was through, hands through. They're the line-out stats. And the Cats not having many put-ins.
And roll away, yeah, blue, leave it blue. Hold that blue, 7.
Delport, FOURIE, Julies. And lovely switch for Janches. Now Yuri Miller has space to move. Etienne Botha is flying. Yuri Miller, that's a well-timed kick. Good cover by Ndungane. He's dragged down by Jacques FOURIE. There goes the hooter for half-time. I should think the players will want a little bit of a rest. Fredericks decides yes, they do.
Can't blame him.
Well, it's been a 9-try romp here for both sides. 6 tries to the Bulls, 3 tries to the Cats, and plenty of excitement and enjoyment for the crowd. Dupree, de Waal, Ndungane did well to grab it at the second grab. De Waal. And it's stolen away by Roland Bernard. Delport, little bit of space here. Oh no, he's lost it forward. Ref waiting for advantage. Here goes Etienne Botha. He could turn this to advantage. Gets away from the first tackle and the second. Finds Fricky Welsh, who bumps off a man and bashes it over the whitewash.
Well, only 4 minutes into the second half. And already the Bulls continue their scoring spree. 43 points to 21. Ricky Welsh it was this time, scoring the 7th try for the Bulls. Oh, and it's all messy for the Cats. Turnover ball it was. Delport trying to have a go. Clever little kickback there, actually. And Etienne Buerta, of course, loves running with the ball. Counter-attacks well, gets away. And the little one-handed offload. Ricky Welsh, too big, too strong, too much pace. 43-21. Well, good skills from the Bulls, really. The little offload, the clever little kickback. Certainly going their way, but they are making it go their way.
Well, Etienne Buerta is one of the better counter-attackers around.
I'm sure he was their top try scorer last year in the Bulls Super 12 campaign.
And Willem de Waal, no problem for him. And with that try, Ricky Welsh has extended his record as an all-time Bulls try scorer. He's very strong. Nice understanding between Etienne Buerta and his outside partner.
Well, his all-time try scoring record's going to find itself under a bit of pressure soon. If FOURIE gets another one today.
Well, he's going a little bit like Joos van der Westhuizen used to use FOURIE. Here goes Piet Krauser, made sure of that catch. He saw he grasped it, but he's lost it forward. Delport, Van Heerden, FOURIE. The Cats moving a little bit back. Now Julius gets him going forward, and it's Janches. Lovely little, well, he should have offloaded, I think. FOURIE, Jacques this time, who took it to ground. Now Van Heerden, Janches again. He's tackled by Danila, picked up there by Oosturant. Good defense by the Bulls. And driving in goes Jacques Crenier. Advantage to the Cats.
Driving down.
Delport, FOURIE, Smith. In goes Shimangi. Delport again. Comes for Roland Bernard. And a great tackle by Victor Matfield there. Out for Delport. Must be a try. Gerry Brits has got a hat-trick.
Well, it's a day of hat-tricks and braces, and Brits is in for his third. Delport did well with a little skip pass.
Did you see what happened over there?
But it always looked like the Cats were going to score. And Roland Bernard did really well. Got over the gain line, into the half hole. All the space out wide, and Cats queuing up. Brits it was. The long arm snapped it in. And a try it is for the Cats. Helped somewhat towards their cause. 45-26 now. Roland Bernard did well there. Saw a little bit of space, attacked at that pace.
And two did Paul Delport, who saw the space on the outside. Well, it is really becoming like a barbarians game here. Now FOURIE is spot on, 4 out of 4 for him this afternoon.
Roland Bernard did well to push it back quite far there. Not a lot of players coming into ruck. And Delport picked it up and popped it out. Brits gets a hat-trick in a Super 12 game. Wonderful performance.
Now, can the Cats turn this field position to advantage? JUAN Smith. Delport, Van Heerden, Durant. Hanyani Shimangi's getting through a lot of good work. Delport, FOURIE, Jacques FOURIE. And little Delport sized it up well. Bernard was calling for it. JUAN Smith. JUAN Smith's wriggled away from a couple of tackles. Oosturant has got it on the line.
Oosturant in for the try. Well, he's trying to cement a place back in the Springbok squad for the first time in some time. Doing the right thing, trying to impress the selectors by scoring tries. Try number 5 for the Cats. And if the Cats were to come back and have a chance of winning this game, they needed to score now, and they've done exactly that. 45-33. JUAN Smith, I thought, did really well. He got a loopy pass that was dropping at his feet. He picked it up. Well, he caught it before it bounced. Made the yardage, popped it out the tackle brilliantly. Oh, that's a great offload. That is an absolutely brilliant offload. And Os has got it on the line, and that's a try.
So 5 out of 5 for FOURIE. Not that it makes much difference, but the Cats get their bonus point for that. And that's the good offload by JUAN Smith for that. In fact, the Cats now, I beg your pardon, they already had their bonus point when FREDERICKS scored his try. It was dragged back by the Cats and it's brought out by FOURIE. Tackled by Gary Buerta. Now Roland Bernard. Then the charge away by Guthro Steenkamp. He's on as a replacement. So is Andre van Niekerk, who charged over the ruck. And his first involvement in the game is going to get him a yellow card.
You've just come on.
No, Mr. Ref, surely not.
Well, I'm not sure what he's done there, to be very honest.
With a boot.
Well, he might have trodden on somebody.
Yeah, on the ground.
On the ground, yeah. You
on
heard.
The ground with a boot. Rather unfortunate for Andre Steenkamp.
Well, would you believe this, that Willem de Waal has been ordered by his captain to kick for goal? And I can only assume that is to give them a bit of a rest.
Well, it's a 10-point game now. The Bulls certainly don't want to lose this. FOURIE there getting a little bit of ice on the shoulder, made a great tackle on Guthro Steenkamp. This, as you can see, they're driving him backwards, really, assisted by Vandenberg.
Well, I think right in front of Jonathan Kaplan, I've got a feeling that Andre van Niekerk stood on Piedri Vandenberg there.
Well, it all happened a little quickly.
So the first penalty attempt of the game at goal. No problem for Willem de Waal. Delport, Van Heerden found nobody. Shimangi, well, I would say, is about the pick of the Cats forwards in terms of the tights today. FREDERICKS, of course, has a hat-trick to his name in terms of tries.
Well, the Cats are going to have a shot at goal and obviously try and reduce that deficit back to 10, which is 2 scores. Long attempt, but FOURIE, well, one of the great kickers of the ball, really. Should have no problem with the distance. This is where the penalty came. Shimangi trying to place it on the ground. And you can tell there, Human almost stopped playing and gave them the ball. And with the call of the referee, Vichy decided, no, he best hang on. And the penalty went against him.
Well, not only to reduce the score, but to keep his 100% record with the most difficult kick he's had today. Couple of kicks on the touchline he's had. 2 very good conversions. And that easily has the distance. The flags go up from the touch judges' nods. That's a super kick. Well, CJ van der Linde instrumental in turning it over. Now, can they run straight and get it? They've got 3-on-1 overlap here. 4-on-1. And FREDERICKS should have offloaded.
Leave it down.
In goes FOURIE. There's Shimangi. And taken by Steenkamp. Shimangi up there again. Shimangi showing that he's in great condition. Here goes Paul Delport. Yurimal on the inside. Nobody will catch the Monas fly out.
And with 16 minutes to go, we have got a game on our hands now. 48-43. Some might, the purists will certainly say, a poor game in terms of the defensive errors, but it's been exciting, it's been end-to-end, and it's going to go down to the wire. Delport with his pace saw a little bit of a gap, one-on-one with the big fella, took full advantage, put Yuri Miller away, and well, you call him the flyer, no one's going to catch him.
Well, he's run it around right under the crossbar. FOURIE pops it over that crossbar. It is now a 5-point difference game. No, in fact, it's a 3-point difference game. 45 to 48 it is. And but I agree with you, Joel, that the purists are going to say this is well, there's nothing in it. They're entertaining the crowd. Jacques Grenier.
Leave it there, leave it.
Jordan Kutsia.
Roll away.
Jordan again. Buerta. Etienne this time. He has the ability to hand men off as well. He's not a huge man, Etienne Buerta. Has a electrifying pace off the mark. Dani Kutsia. Willem de Waal.
Get on sides.
Now it's picked up by Piet Krauser. He's grabbed by Wayne Julies. Jordan, and they need it out wide. Buerta decides to go for Jacques Grenier. Sprints away. And Willemse has pulled off a great try-saving tackle.
Well, as we question the defence, Willemse has done absolutely brilliantly.
Touching goal, corner post, and ground.
Jacques Grenier looked for all money like he was going to get in the corner. Willemse came from nowhere.
So Sean Veldsman is the TMO. I rather think that he was bundled out there, Joel.
I would agree. It's a great tackle.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's no chance of a try there. That'll be a 22 kickoff.
Well, if he hits the corner flag, there's his right leg, and that, I reckon, that's Willemse's foot. Corner flag.
He's into.
It's got to be a 22.
Yeah. And the players have seen it up on the big screen, so they know they've lined up for the 22 kickoff.
Players are at a minute and a half before the decision. The girls are happy they're on the big screen.
Okay. Foot hit the pole, 22.
So Sean Veldsman has to be absolutely certain, otherwise he would come into for criticism and ridicule if he had made a mistake. And here goes Fredericks looking for Anton Leonard. Tackled by Van Heerden. Van Heerden must be exhausted. Now de Waal wide as Grenier goes again. Remember, it's just a 3-point game. Jordan gets again. De Waal took his eyes off it. Worked for Heeman. Now, can the Cats turn it around?
Hold their rock.
No, they can't. Jordan. Buerta. Jordan again. Leonard, you can guarantee he will carry it up. Can he loosen his arms up? He's tackled by Anton Pitto.
He's on for Janches, who's gone off with cramp.
So we only have a couple of reserves left. Here goes Norman Jordan. Fredericks is flying on the outside. Jordan waited for him and did it pay off. The crowd are up and waving their flags, but I think have they called for a TMO decision? No,
he's given the decision.
He's given the try.
Jordan did pretty well. They realised he had Fredericks on the outside, who was possibly going to catch up with him.
No problem. Johan Mjøversen gave the referee the nod and was a good decision.
It's a great decision, really. No waste of time, no doubt about it. Great pace shown by Fredericks. And well set up by Norman Jordan. Saw the space around the right-hand side, played the blind, found loads of space. And what was most impressive is the way he waited and held the ball up, waiting for Fredericks to run into position to run onto the try scoring.
Well, remember the second half has been an interesting situation because the Cats have outscored the Bulls in terms of tries.
Well, it's 8 tries to 6 at the moment.
We have 7 minutes left, and that may just have taken the game away from the Cats. 53. Conversion to come for 100. A century of points is on the board.
And that puts it back to a 10-point game with only 7 or 8 minutes left. Oh, good skills shown from the mascot.
Well, considering you probably can't see, it's not bad. Kraus up. He'll chase it up.
Okay, roll away, roll away. Get on sides, get on sides.
JUAN, WAAL. Now remember, these players have been going at it for WAAL now on 76, 77 minutes. So people who are saying run the ball, it's easier said than done.
Yeah, they are searching for some spare energy deep down inside those legs of theirs. It's been fast and furious on a pretty warm afternoon.
FOURIE from not a bad pass by Delport. Here's Wayne Julies. Hasn't had too much in the way of carrying the ball today, Wayne Julies. Delport, FOURIE was looking for an opening. Pete Krauser, that tough man from the WAAL triangle, buried him. Oh, and so did Jerry Miller get a big thump there. Now they've got men out on the left, but the Bulls now have closed it down. That's Gordon Gilfillan. He's a lanky lad for a lock. Needs to put on a bit of beef in the next off-season. Ripped down by Jacques Crenier.
Okay, leave it, Joe, leave it.
Now they've turned it over, have the Bulls. It goes for Frikkie Welsh. Now Roland Bernard gives chase. Etienne Botha is the man who comes away with it. He has had a lot to do in the whole game, but particularly the last 10 minutes. Pedri Vandenberg tries to accelerate away, gets a beautiful pass away to Fredericks.
Advantage White.
And it's out.
Knock on, scrum White.
Fredericks has got some wheels when he gets a little bit of space. Off he goes. But Etienne Botha in there, pretty nice to see him smiling. He's our man of the match today. What a game he had before he got his second or third bump and got pulled off by Bulls coach Rudy Joubert.
Guthrie Steenkamp there in picture for a moment. Just a little bit of attention to FOURIE from Dr. Patricius. And also to Etienne Botha. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if Etienne Botha were looking for a rest. We only have Derek Hochart on the bench left. He may come on at fly half. They could move Willem de Waal to centre, but Etienne Botha will soldier on.
Well, he's only got 4 or so minutes to go. After a wonderful game like this, he's had a good game too.
Wait for me, wait for
And
me.
in many people's opinion, should be right up there in contention for the Springbok squad. I'm sure he'd like to be there at the death.
Crouching holds. Engage. Use it!
They better use it. Delport's in trouble. You see Pete Krauser whipped off the scrum as soon as the ref said use it. Brits, FOURIE, Julies. Well, now he has found a little bit of space. It went forward, advantage, as it's taken down by Anton Leonard. JUAN, de Waal just looking for space and ground here, and he's done well. The forwards will look up and think, thank goodness for that. We can trot up to the line out and then have a bit of a breather. And of course, the Cats will look up and think, oh goodness, we've got to fight all our way back again. Pidi Ferreira, number 19, takes over from Roland Bernard.
Now that's exactly why Willem de Waal has kicked it down there, because they just want to see the game out now. They've got a 10-point advantage. Very difficult for the Cats to score twice now in the last 3 minutes or so. They just want to see the game out now, do the Bulls.
So eventually it's Gilfillan who gets it down. Now FOURIE, Willemsa. Great tackle by Jacques Crenier. Now turn around here for the Bulls as Danila times his run well. Frikkie Welsh. Lovely ball for JUAN. Crenier. He's shown that he is in great condition too. continuing to run. JUAN driven back with JUAN Smith. Now here we go again via Etienne Botha. Paul Delport makes the tackle. JUAN. Now it's at Victor Matfield. Victor Matfield wraps the game up and takes the Bulls to 60. Well, Etienne Botha a few moments ago had received attention and he created an opening. JUAN just with the pass, and eventually Victor Matfield had the legs to get around Guthro Steenkamp. Now the 9th try that for the Bulls. So 9 against 6 for the Cats. You can't quibble with that. There's just been a penalty apiece. Both kickers have place kicked well today. FOURIE just missing the one, and WILLEM de Waal 2, and it's still he's only missed 2. 62 points to the Bulls. Well, that had been well built up by a number of players there on the Bulls side, and eventually the captain in the right position at the right time, and they are enjoying the warm weather. FOURIE, this could be the last movement of the game. Just 1 minute to go on the clock. Still, the players play with vigor and verve. And the Bulls bursting away, trying to open up. JUAN left it behind, but it wasn't knocked on. Drives into Gilfillan. Bearing in mind that there are that number of replacements on the field. So they've just announced that FREDERICKS is the man of the match. And the crowd seem to enjoy that appointment. So there he is, the man of the match, nicely wrapped up with the various medical apparatus for his sore shoulder and other parts of the body. Pete Krauser.
Wait for me. Engage. Don't go!
There goes the hooter. Delport, FOURIE, Delport once again. Pitau. Well, Pitau's gone hard. Jacques FOURIE. And here goes Yuri Muller again. And he's got rid of 1 and 2. He's in for the try. And the Bulls supporters will breathe a sigh of relief that Matfield scored that last try. So the 7th try for the Cats. And Yuri Muller's 2nd. So good interplay amongst the backs here as Frickie Welsh tries to get back. I must say the defences on both sides has been a little bit sloppy. Good work by Anton Pitau, then Jacques FOURIE, and there goes Yuri Muller. Good determined finishing. FOURIE has converted. It. The referee's whistle goes. Well, we have to apologize for the people at home. We believe you are not getting pictures, but you are getting audio. The referee's whistle has gone for the end of the game. And so it was a 10-point difference, 62 points to the Bull, 52 points to the Cats.